I don't think we actually need to clap anymore.
I clap because we made it to episode 3. A lot happens in 3 weeks. A lot.
Happens.
We have a name.
¿Tienes un nombre? ¿Sí?
Sí, nombre. ¿Cuál es el nombre?
Dream Press.
Dream Press.
I keep looking at the monitor. There's a monitor right above the
I
camera,
know.
and it's a new setup.
See, that's the only struggling part of having a monitor. You can't stop looking at yourself. Like I'm looking at myself right now. I should be looking at the lenses.
Yeah.
Where all y'all are at, but I'm looking at the monitor because I'm so goddamn good looking. And I shaved. I don't have a mustache. I don't have a mustache anymore.
I like it.
Because I had to get my Disney on, and I had to take a decade of myself because I was looking like a hobo, ladies and gentlemen. So I had to shape up like that lady from Grease in her song at the end where they do the shaky, 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 boogity bang bow. Old references. You probably don't get it. You're millennials.
Yeah. I don't get it either.
By the way, the claps in the beginning were not only because we made it to episode 3, but also because I'm very proud of Christina. Christina has been working very hard, and this place has transformed a lot in 3 weeks. I mean, it does delay the shooting, but but it does look nice. It's looking more official and more proper.
Is this one of those sandwiches?
Those sandwiches,
All
yeah.
right, I'll have some.
This is the studio is looking nice. The Dream Press co-production studios. It's looking incredible, and you'll see more things happening in the upcoming episodes, right?
Heck yeah. Maybe we'll get some oxygen in the room too one of these days.
Yeah, one of these days. It is. We have 5 lights running that I can count. There might be more.
I might not need those extra too, now that you mention it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot they were on. Everything's just so much
I was
better.
like, okay, I guess we need all these lights. I was like, do you want this one on too?
Nah.
Nah. Oh, snap. She got the apps.
That's how this studio rolls.
And you know what's awesome? I remember months ago when we were working or starting to work on a different project that was kind of similar to this, but in different format, different things we were doing with that. And at the time, you were researching lights like that. That you can turn on and off and change colors and do stuff like that. And you have them.
Yeah, it's not the... Yeah, I definitely do. They have much better...
You're not going to knock the lights down? Oh, they're not the best in the market,
well,
but
they're more like,
they're the cheaper ones.
They're like house lights for like your bedroom lamp and stuff. They're...
Yeah, but they still work with your app.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Okay. I'm grateful for it.
Be grateful.
I am.
You know, kids in Africa still... No, I shouldn't even say that reference. I already have a friend from Africa, from Cape Town. He's like, yo, stop with that fucking African reference.
We learn, right?
Yeah, you gotta learn. There's people with electricity there. Can't be ignorant no more. But there are people that don't have. And those people will see a light bulb like that. Why is my phone ringing? Oh, it's ringing again. What is... Oh, my God. What is this happening?
Podcast 3, the tech stuff looks great. We're still working on the process of saying the things and...
Entertain the people, Christina.
So, I have this trick, right? You got the... So I'm gonna pull my thumb off of my finger. If you guys haven't seen this trick, you're gonna be blown away. And then you just... Oh my gosh! How's it alive? I think I'm doing it wrong, but what about my thumb? Oh my gosh! I actually used to love magic. I still do. In elementary school, I remember I had this magic book, and I was looking through it like, all right, here come all the spells. I'm going to be able to disappear and levitate and stuff. And when I opened the magic book that I got in my elementary school library, it turns out it was more like fooling people with like doing things behind the scenes so that they think it's magic. I mean, they may not think it's magic because maybe they're not believers in magic. But I was just a little bit let down by the fact that there weren't like spells, but what can you expect at an elementary school library? I was a child. If I had magic spells, someone would be in trouble. Most likely me to start with. And I guess that's actually a big part of why I'm interested in filmmaking too, is because I've always liked magic, and being behind the camera, you get to put the camera in certain angles and put things in a certain way and really just create an illusion on camera. Or nowadays especially, you can do things in post and it just looks like really there. But of course, it's a movie and it's done with effects and whatnot. But that's okay. I mean, it's still entertaining. It's a nice escape from this reality to enjoy a little bit of fantasy. That's fun for me. And what also got me into filmmaking was skateboarding. I think I mentioned that in the last episode. But yeah, I used to skateboard a lot. I'd had some ramps put out in the front of my house, and I was always building some other variation with the scrap pieces of wood I had around. But the common denominator was that I had a tripod with the camera just pointed at me, and I would just go up and down and do the tricks and stuff. And if I was lucky enough to have some friends who were able to skate that day, I would have, other people filming each other and have a much cooler looking video. At some point I just ran out of those moments and a lot of tripod shots, and they just became kind of boring, which I'm struggling with in my current vlog because I really want a skate vlog, but I'm still figuring out how to do that when you're shooting yourself. Welcome back, Steve.
I'm back.
I was just telling them about my second origin of filmmaking, which was magic.
Magic, that's great. I actually, talking about magic, I wanted to be a magician at some point in my life. I wanted to be a lot of things when I was in middle school, man. Now that I think about it, like, oh my God, those were my creative years. I really wanted to be like a singer, a magician, a comedian, an actor, like all these things, which I'm pursuing every single thing right now, except the magic part. I gave that up. I love magic. I'm
Did
obsessed.
you though? Because you're kind of doing magic with the cameras and stuff and performances.
Okay, yeah.
I consider that because...
But I'm talking about like, like
yeah.
that whole illusion type of thing. But yeah, magic is great. I still love seeing magic. One of my friends, actually through Second City, died recently. He was an improviser and a magician. And, he passed away very young, only like in his 40s. But he made it to America's Got Talent with his partner, and they got very far. Like, they went, I think, to the finals or semifinals.
Wow.
So they went very, very far. And that was freaking awesome. I was like, oh my, I remember seeing this dude, like, doing improv in Second City, like, in this tiny theater in front of, like, 2 people. And now he's in America's Got Talent and doing all this stuff. I was like, that's so awesome. So, yeah, pursue your stuff, man. You never know what's going to be. He was really going hard on improv, and then magic took off. So you never know what might take off. Try everything. Create.
I agree. I mean...
Magic, skateboard, cinematography, like...
I mean, if you want to do it now and you really would love the idea of doing it, and you know that there may be a point where you can't do that anymore, why not go for it?
Yeah.
As long as you're not hurting someone else, you should definitely do it.
That's why we're going for it, and we're selling out. We're not really selling out. We don't have sponsors yet, but we'll have that soon.
Yeah, we'll be selling out soon.
For now, you guys can help us through our Patreon. We have a Patreon. The link's going to be below. It might be something with the name, like...
Yeah.
Dream Press or Dream Press Productions, or you'll see it in the description.
We'll put a link down there so you guys don't have to do too much work.
Yeah, that's, it's a growing process, this production company making.
But we're doing really well to start with. I mean, in 3 episodes, we've got a nicer shot, and we've got lights up, sound quality's improved.
It's still hot, and I made a mistake of putting long sleeves today. But it's...
I forgot about
the
that.
thing about this is you're gonna know a lot about this by me revealing this. But when we get together and we shoot these things, I also have a show, like a comedy show right after. And
Same
what
day.
happened? I had my first show on the past episode. Here's a clip from the past episode. Like, what question literally every single move? Why do you eat this specific food that you eat? Why, when you wake up, you spend the day the way you spend it? Like, question every single move that you do and every day, and you live a better life. Because then you start self-analyzing the things that you do and the things that are preventing you from all those other doors to actually open up for you. All right, you're back. So when that happened, I had my first show on Wednesday, and now it's my second show. So I have to look good for the cameras because Christina's gonna be shooting, and I have another guy that comes and takes some pictures, and like I need to look sexy on my Instagram and my Tinder. So.
Yeah,
No,
of course.
honestly, one thing I can't wait. I did a session with one of the camera people for the series that I'm in, Stop the Bleeding. Here's a clip from it. There's probably no clip, but I did a session with him photography wise, and he has 2 dogs, and one of the dogs, like at one point in the shoot, climbed up to me. And, like, he took all these candid shots of me, like, holding the dog and smiling. And I'm like, that's going to be legit my Tinder profile pic. But then they're going to be, where's the dog? I'm going to be like, dead. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to say it's in Glendale. It's not mine. That was a borrowed dog for a picture.
You had it for a period of time.
For a period of time. Brief period of time.
Dog temp. Temp work.
Temp work.
That's cool.
So now we're going to pass to our new segment on the show. Yes, we got segments. That's how we grow. Live Stories with Christina. Christina.
Live Stories with Christina.
Yeah, you've been lifting around.
I have been.
You have been. So what is a crazy story that has happened this week?
You know, to be honest, they don't get, like... I don't have everybody else's crazy stories. Like, they have drunk people, and there's... I mean,
you define crazy.
Continuous sex.
Crazy could be something good. Crazy could be something bad. Crazy could be something confusing.
Okay, well, I guess it's crazy because I haven't experienced it on my ships.
You just have people going like, hey, bye.
I wouldn't say that. There's a little more than that, but... Like, people haven't had sex in my car, or, like, made a mess in my car, which is great.
It's a tiny car. It's hard.
And I don't know why other people have those stories so easily.
I've never heard of those, but I've heard a lot of people throwing up. I heard that a lot. And that's usually from someone that used to work for Lyft. Or
yeah, right.
Like I used to, till someone threw up in my car.
It's a deterrent.
Yeah.
I mean, people who are very drunk are already a deterrent.
I can
so
tell
if they
you
start
something.
Doing stuff to your car, they're gone.
I can tell you something that happened to me. Well, it was my fault, but like I didn't throw up in someone's car. I did come from this party at the Hollywood Hills, and I was drinking, and I had a drink with me. I do not recall if I had that drink in an enclosed space, like if I had it in a bottle or if I had it just in a glass.
You had
but
it
I
in a
had
glass.
it, and legitly, it wasn't until we were like about to pull up to my place that like I accidentally dropped it, and it basically looked like someone threw up there. So yeah, that happened.
Yikes!
I know. I bet that guy's not working there no more. And I'm sorry. I gave him an extra tip just because of the harm and foul, but yeah, it was bad.
Oh, that was nice of you at least.
I mean, that's the most I could do at that point.
I've heard of, like, a passenger was telling a story to me that somebody tipped this other guy, like, $50, which is way over, like, a car wash, but because of that, basically.
My question about that is, if I tip you $50, are you receiving those $50?
I believe so. I don't know the technical stuff, plus they kind of move things around what they do with their finances, but the rate is usually based off of what you make from the drive, I believe, and then the tip should be all yours because they do show them separately. And sometimes they even come further after the ride's over, I guess, because, you know, you get off somewhere.
Whenever someone tips you, you see like $1 or $2. You don't see never like 50 cents or 125 or something wild and ridiculous like that.
I remember just seeing like as low as $1 or like I've seen a $5 tip I think from the most, but I mean most often honestly people don't really tip, and it's I mean it is what it is, but I kind of go into that just not worrying about tip, you know.
Personally, I've been definitely tipping way more now. Especially like last night, for example. Last night I took a Lyft because I was like out late night, and this lady, first of all, when I checked, the address that I got on the app was the address of the theater where I perform comedy at. And I wasn't there. I was at least a couple blocks from there. So this lady calls me, and then we're trying to locate each other, and then I noticed that she's in the wrong place. So I told her, you're in the wrong place. And I thought she was just going to cancel or something, whatever. She said, oh, don't worry, I got you. And, like, she came over to me, like, found me and everything. And she was super nice and super awesome. And I'm like, I'm definitely tipping this lady. And I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just like, I'm going to grab a Lyft, go home or whatever, mind my own business. But she was so freaking nice that I was like, I got to tip this lady.
That's really nice. Yeah, I typically do that kind of stuff, too, because I don't want to, like... I'm not out to make anybody else's day any more difficult. Plus, I'm like, this is the next person I'm helping with, so I might as well, you know, treat them good, you know? I mean, it's another person. It's not like they're any lesser because of the mistake. I mean, you can only go so far, but I try. It's good.
Yeah.
I'll tip to that.
You'll tip to that? So you can see our setup, you know.
So we'll have the link in the description to our Patreon.
If you want us to have a new table, if you want to contribute into us having an AC, so I can keep wearing these nice-ass long sleeves, but I don't bake inside.
I did manage to get the fan on for this round because the audio...
Yeah, I was going to say, does that fan go a little faster?
It does, actually.
Because I got a lot of hair. I'm thinking about just shaving my stuff. And just go back to bald, and maybe catch some air here. Yeah. But if you don't want me to go bald, just go on Patreon, click there, hit it. You know, you get access to private streams. You get shout outs in the show. You get a lot of stuff.
It's not a threat either. You don't have to, but it could possibly happen if you don't. Could still happen if you do. We'll see.
I don't know how to drink water. You know, I dated someone in the past. That just reminded me. I dated someone in the past that legit didn't know how to drink water from a bottle.
I like the way you phrase it. It's like they encountered this random bottle and they just they can't know how to do it
every time. I don't
it's a program.
I honestly I can't even remember who this person was.
I don't know how to use words.
But I know I dated someone because this happened a lot, and I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, she will grab a bottle, and like legit every time she will splash herself in the mouth. Like like this happened like 16 times in a row. Like, I'm not joking. Like.
Was there ever like a reason that you found out? Is this like...
No, and she legit said like, I don't know how to do like legit, yeah. And I was like, you just drink it like this, and she just splash herself.
Well, to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, some people just never learned, you know.
I could understand if you like had a phobia to like putting your mouth fully on the bottle or something, but I don't know if you're good to go. Should be able to get it by a few tries.
Maybe Howie Mandel did. You know, Howie Mandel doesn't like putting his mouth on things.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a germaphobe. Maybe she was one of those.
Could be. A lot of people really don't say that about themselves. Like,
what is something you don't say about yourself? Tell to the camera.
What's something I don't say about myself?
Yeah, that people don't know. Just tell them right now. I'm gonna tell you one.
Okay. I
love wrestling. There you go. See? because I'm Puerto Rican, and if you grew up in Puerto Rico within the 80s or the 90s or the early 2000s, wrestling was a huge part of the culture, and it still is. So, I'm a big wrestling fan.
Okay, that's really cool. I used to enjoy WWF and SmackDown.
I mean,
and
don't get
stuff.
me wrong, I don't watch it like that no more, because I just don't have time for it, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't really I don't watch it anymore, but I used to like really enjoy it, and I would want to see the turnouts of each show because it's just like it's a soap opera and it's a amazing performance by these athletic people. So I would do that.
To me, is fascinating on a business level, just how that business has grown so massive and worldwide, because you literally have to be operating in such a scale and in such a peak to literally catch the interest of people week after week. Like, they literally have the longest running show of all time.
Especially with social networks now.
Yeah.
You've got independent wrestling.
Yeah. And independent wrestling is now growing because people are outgrowing the corporate product.
Mm-hmm.
So in the indies, you get a little more freedom. So people are now tuning into that, and because there's platforms like YouTube, and people are recording stuff from their phones and stuff like that.
Yeah, live streaming.
People are more connected in that way, and even people that are like in England can see an indie show from Indianapolis or something like that.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a good time we live in.
Yeah, that's why we do this, Dream Press style.
Mm-hmm. Because we got a few dreams. We just want to smooth them out.
Yeah, just bigger dreams, not little big dreams. What?
You're nasty.
Um.
So should I share my thing that people need to know about me?
Yeah, share it.
Okay. I think I found an interesting little gem about me that people might not really know or think. In my teens, I used to enjoy, still would if I had the opportunity, but I used to love to drive go-karts around on the dirt roads. And I don't just mean like, oh, I'm going to turn right, I'm going to turn left. I would find those little like those sections where water used to be piled up and they've got like a big crater, and I would just like take a turn by going into the crater and try to get a little spin on it. I'd like put my weight into the back of it to get to do a little spin. I'd reach behind, I'd hit the governor and make it go like super fast. Hopefully it didn't explode, which it didn't, luckily. And then, once I got older, I lived close to the dirt roads, so when I had an actual car, it was actually a Honda Civic, and it had a sunroof. And I would go out to the dirt roads, and I would do similar things with this Honda Civic.
Was this in Florida?
It was in Florida, Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
Way out by Chrome
Avenue. A lot
Avenue.
of Floridians drive Honda Civics for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was my first car too.
Yeah, so I would like hit the car in reverse. I'd be watching it. It makes that noise too, because it's like you're going in reverse kind of fast, person, you know. And so I would spin the wheel around, and I'd get that woo. Let me do it. Woo. And then I'd be facing 180 to continue going in that direction, but the front of the car. And
but I mean, you just went 360.
I did try to do a 360. That's really hard with a Honda Civic, considering it's got only front wheel drive. But I did okay with doing like the reverse 180. Like if you're pulling out of an alley in an action scene and you're like, I would love to do stunt driving these days because I loved that stuff back then, and I skateboard, so I have a good sense of like motion and momentum, and I would be so thrilled if I could do some kind of stunt work at some point in the future.
Well, you're already putting out in the universe. That means you can make it happen.
Yeah, I also told the empty space in my car about that too, so it's getting around.
And I know some stunt people. I don't know stunt drivers, but I know stunt people.
That's a great start.
We can make it happen for a show, and we'll have them over here as guests.
Oh man, that's cool.
Or something, because yeah, we should do stuff.
Yeah, I can see a lot of fun opportunities in the future for this whole thing. Because this is definitely more than just a podcast. I mean, we're going to be putting out sketch videos.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a lot of stuff. It's not just this. This is just like
corporate stuff. I
this
mean, you may not see everything we
yeah.
do. Even we're gonna be busy.
But this is still cool because this you see it like week by week, and we legit shoot it week by week. Like we're not batching content as far as this goes.
On the fly, unscripted, not planned. We just start talking.
It's like you see the growth of everybody. I mean, you see me. I don't have facial hair almost.
Yeah, we don't batch these.
Yeah.
Yet, if we do in the future.
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
You can see all the times me or Christina repeat the same wardrobe.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, "Hi, I saw you wearing that on episode 0."
I don't have that big of a wardrobe, so it's not much of an indicator for me if I'm wearing the same thing.
I'm still getting rid of clothes. But I do wear the same stuff. So.
Yeah, you have your faves, right?
This is brand new, though. This was the last new stuff that I got. That I don't buy stuff. My mom, for some reason, just keeps giving me stuff. Every time she sees me, she just thinks it's time to give Steve something more than he doesn't necessarily want, but probably is gonna need, and he probably is gonna feel awesome in. And thank you, Mom. I appreciate that. You know, she got me this, and it's a little too. I guess I'm getting bigger.
Has she seen you wear it until now?
What?
Has she seen it on you until
now?
No,
never.
Maybe you should like.
No, because every time she gives me clothes, she's like, "Try it on to see if it fits you." I'm like, "Of course it's gonna fit me," and yeah, like you don't need to do this, Mom.
Yeah.
Because then she leaves the price tag like I'm not gonna see it, and I'm like, "Why do you spend $40 on this?" No.
Maybe she thinks the value helps the.
Because at first I'm like, Marshalls, okay, that should be like what, $5? And then obviously it says 40. I'm like, no.
They've got some top-notch brands they have.
Don't do that, Mom. Why? Why would you spend your hard-earned money on just dumb clothes that I can look good in this podcast?
Yeah. I like it, though. It's a good look, and that color's pretty good.
I like it, too. And the reason I'm wearing it is just for the pictures tonight. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Because I saw another comedian wearing like a tight-ass clothes like this last weekend, and he looked really good in the pictures.
That's how it starts.
I'm like, I might have to do it. And that comedian might come tonight, and he saw me with this same shirt on Monday. So
2 days later.
I hope he's not one of those that records like what people wore, because he's gonna be like, "I saw you wearing that 2 days ago, bro."
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch out. We don't really.
Yeah, but I don't care.
I don't either.
So.
For you, I mean.
Oh, for me?
For myself, I get really self-conscious. No. We kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any, like, recent new obsessions, or it doesn't have to be very recent, stuff that, like, you've been growing more interest in over time or something? Something that you're trying to do or
I'm trying to fully enjoy this weird thing that I got. Because the thing is, the older you get, the scarier things become. Slightly. Just slightly. Because when you're younger, you know, you try things and you're like, yeah, I want to do that or whatever. And I'm kind of doing that, but it's not with the same enthusiasm as before. In the sense of, like, before it was like, I'm free, I'm rebelling, I'm doing things. I don't care if I fall on my face. Now I'm like, I really need to calculate this move. Because I want to thrive in all these things that I'm doing. And I don't want to backpedal and whatever, because the last thing I want at this moment is getting back to a 9-to-5 or doing something that I hate doing just for the sake of getting money. So, like, I literally been watching a lot of this horoscope and astrology and card readers and people, because I do that on a daily basis, and it's just something part of my morning routines. And all of them being like, you're on the right path. You're doing great. Keep doing that. Blah, blah, like everything. Even cards that I pick randomly, like, everything says that or whatever. And when I meditate, I'm getting good messages like, I'm doing good. But at the same time, I'm not necessarily translating all the things that I'm doing into money, because I'm just putting all these pieces to the puzzle together to keep building upon it. And I know eventually money will come. So as the end of the month approaches, and that's like some fearful thing that we even put on ourselves, I am trying to dissipate completely that feeling of like, oh my god, I need to hustle. Oh my god, I need to go and do this just to get this check and get this. Because I've gotten, kid you not, I look at my email and it's flooded with opportunities. As far as like auditions to go, which I don't go, or as far as like working for XYZ marketing company to do like some brand ambassador gig that pays like pretty good money. And I've been literally declining everything because I've been like fully immersing myself in just creating and fully creating. And this summer I want to dedicate it nothing but creating content, creating comedy, creating music, creating whatever, but everything that has to do with art, and I can fully express myself with others too. And yeah, like that's something that I'm now applying to myself and just dissipating and eliminating any fear that I had. I had a lot of fears based on relationships; they're completely gone. I had a lot of fears based on money stuff, and those are completely gone too. The more I feel and just fully focus on the things that I am progressing and making better, regardless of monetary value, regardless of how things are. Just the fact that we're in the studio and the studio is looking different, it's looking better, and all the time, you know, even though it might take a little while to like record or whatever, just seeing that progress, honestly, is the dopamine that I only need to keep me going. I don't need to seek that dopamine on a relationship or on some financial rewarding thing, because I know those things are going to come regardless. And the universe always got my back.
Yeah, it's kind of like a plant's growing under the ground still, and it's making its progress, and when you see it bloom, I guess that's metaphorically the money that, let's say, it returns, if it does, or the opportunity that it fruitions, you know, that's... Yeah, it excites me, too, seeing stuff get better and better, regardless of whether it's paid for, or paid to me, or whatever. It's just... It's rewarding personally, and the more I grow myself personally, the better life gets. I mean, it just makes sense. It's a new philosophy, but it's been doing well for me.
Yeah. And I know a bunch of y'all, you know, are not necessarily going to donate in Patreon. But I know a bunch of y'all will. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, but click on that link and check it out.
I'll tip to that.
I just tipped it. Well, Christina, do you want anything else to add to this incredible episode 3 of...
You know, yeah, I do. And 3 is actually a good number, I believe. It's one of those numbers that are kind of following me around, along with 1111, which is, from what I've heard, is interpreted as like an open opportunity or an open door to something. Mm-hmm. And it makes a lot of sense because, you know, we've been growing this, I've been doing stuff outside of this, and it's been a climb. It's nice. Lost my train of thought. What did I start with?
That you were contributing. The numbers that we're following around is
right.
The 3rd episode.
So yeah, the 3rd episode. Like lately, I've been really into, kind of like Steve's talking about, with doing the stuff that you truly love and not taking those just for money things. You know, being associated with either the work or the people or the environment that really just resonates with yourself. And, you know, hopefully it does pay because, you know, at the end of the day, you do need money for stuff, and I'm not denying that. But it's really important to click below in our Patreon. No, I'm kidding. But I'm not. But seriously. I don't know. I've been through that path. I've been looking at, like you, a lot of tarot-type videos and horoscope stuff, and it has been saying a lot of that stuff. Like, you're on the right path. There's good stuff coming. There's a lot of stuff about relationships. That's kind of, like, gone over my head. But the other stuff that's positive has been really beneficial. And interestingly enough, from that, I started to try to incorporate more positivity in my day because Steve was talking about, I think in the last episode, about, like, either off camera or on the episode, like, daily affirmations are good for you to keep those
There's a
words.
clip from there. I'm kidding. Yeah.
But like hearing those positive things every single day, you're repeating these thoughts, and I've gone down the tunnel of YouTube of like all that kind of stuff of like building yourself up, and I've gotten to the point where I'm I guess you call it spiritual, but not like the spiritual that me in the past would be like, ugh. Because, like, I don't know, I never really felt like church resonated with me. It just seemed like kind of a forced thing, and nobody really seemed to like it either. But when I try to actually focus on myself being like an actual energy, like an output into this world, if you think about your thoughts, like they're also an energy, you don't see it, like just like x-rays and stuff. So having daily affirmations is producing that good thought, and the longer you do it, that changes your neurons and really connects the synapses stronger in the right areas that you want. Because if you keep associating yourself as a victim, you're going to just wire that in a lot better, and you're going to not have a better experience. You're just going to, you know,
Yeah,
over time.
in order to like reinforce a habit in your life, like a daily habit, you need to do it for like 21 days straight, scientifically, in order for you to like really have that in your system. Honestly, affirmations is one of the things that I could say the most to a lot of people, because a lot of
It's the most
people out
passive.
there, yeah, the most
Easiest.
passive and honestly one of the most beneficial. I done meditation; it has done wonders for me. I've read books; have done incredible for me. I've done yoga; it's great. I've done fitness, everything. Like all of these are components that do help eating healthy, all that stuff. But to me, honestly, one of the things that has helped me the most has been daily affirmations, and like literally putting long clips of like an hour. I need to incorporate more on the go. I haven't done that yet, which is I put my headphones and just listen to them for like an hour, like the same way you listen to music. But I do them at home, like in the morning. I put like an hour or two, sometimes even three, of just daily affirmations, whether it's like wealth, abundance affirmations, or just nice words, encouraging things for yourself. Because you go through life not listening to these things. I grew up in a family that never said I love you. You know, like these things are needed in your life. And sometimes just because we come from this society and this era where like people and those top corporations and networks and companies, they prey on people's scared factor, you know, their shock factor. That's the reason you see bombs all the time, and when a plane disappears, they talk about it for 2 days straight. You know, like they all use all these tactics to keep you in a state where you can't even control your thoughts because you're in shock, you're in fear. And the more you snap out of that, and one way to completely snap out of that is listening to encouraging words. First of all, shutting that down and tuning in into a higher frequency, which is listening to encouraging things that will make you feel safe and secure, so you're in a space where you feel safe and you can create the things that you want to create in life. But the moment you're in shock, you're in this state, you're not going to be able to create that much. That's why anxiety is so freaking bad. And people don't want to address things like mental health because they want to keep you mentally insane.
Mm-hmm.
But the more we start talking about all these things, and the more we start giving people other solutions to deal with these things, the better we're going to be as a society and a world, and we can create something better. Because if you look around, you'll see nothing but killing here, death here, the bomb there, whatever. But there's also another world where people are creating, where people are manifesting good, where people are protesting against the people who are oppressing other people, that people are helping other people and giving electricity to others and building wells here, and like, you know, doing so much good in the world. But it just depends on what frequency you're tuning in and what are you actually going to pay attention to, and what are you going to let dominate your life. And let a lot of negativity affect you, or you're going to let a lot of positivity affect you, or you're going to react to negative to be a positive within that, or you're going to react to the positive to create more positivity. Like, you are the one that gets to choose what to do. For me, what works for me is turn off all the negativity and completely focus and reinforce the positive, so I can keep creating, keep spreading, keep doing the things that I want to do. Because I was in the state of being in the negative and all that, and I don't thrive there. So turning that off, to me, that works perfectly. I'm good. How you feeling?
I'm good. You actually just gave me an idea. Something we could probably do in the future. If anybody's interested, leave a comment below. We could probably make like meditation videos or something.
Meditation videos.
Because I'm, you know, I not only shoot stuff, I'm pretty good in post, so I can mix audio pretty well, and I use the meditations online as it is, and sometimes they're just like, they cut off abruptly, or the vocals are just kind of, you can hear them clicking their mouse and stuff, but, you know.
Oh, and by the way, this is just an idea I had. I had it this morning when I was meditating, but I'm going to put it out there just now. I'm going to put a tier. It's a top tier, so not everybody's going to do this for sure. But I'm going to put a tier there for whoever's interested in getting coached. I'll coach you if you support us on Patreon in that tier particularly.
Any specific area or?
Huh?
Any specific
life
area?
Life coaching.
Oh,
so
cool. That's very cool.
Whatever, like if you need help,
he's great for that too.
Come ideas financially, being creative, how to make art. If you're maybe you're in Ohio or you're like in some place that you don't think you could be successful or being an artist or being an entrepreneur or whatever it is that you're going through, even if it's relationship problems, I'm super happy to help you out because I'm pretty good at that.
That's awesome of you.
And
That's
I always
valuable.
wanted to put that service out there. I did it for a long time for free, and I even charged some entrepreneurs back in the day. But then I stopped for a while because I didn't have the time for it. But just as an incentive of supporting us, Dream Press Productions Co. right here, Co-Productions. I don't know which one it is. But Dream Press, just for supporting, I'm going to put out there one of those tiers that a limited amount of people can get coached by me.
That's very cool, Steve. That's very cool. Well, that's all I got so far.
That's all I got. I'm Steve Des. You can follow me at Steve Des TV on everything. And make sure to subscribe, share this video, share it everywhere on all the social medias that people embed in these days.
And I'm Christina Cropper. You can follow me on probably Instagram the best, Christy_cropped. There'll be a link in the bottom, I guess. And I also have a Facebook page. Just search my name.
Coolios. See you on the next one.
Bye!
Support us on Patreon, bitches.
You should have seen the magic trick that I taught them earlier. I was showing them. Oh man, I gave it away.